You are listening to a Heartifact Network podcast. Find us at heartifactstudios.com.au. Welcome back to Australia Mania. It's the only wrestling podcast called Australia Mania. I'm your host, Ricki, as always, joined by Michael Thompson and David Yang.
We're back.
We're back, boys.
We back on the sticks.
Oh, yeah, we're back. We've been away. Well, okay, sorry. You two have been away.
Yeah.
I have been here not doing much.
Have we not had a show since the start of the year?
Start of the year, yeah.
Start of the year? So
Well,
this is the first of 2019?
This is the first one, because
Boys, we're back on the sticks.
Well, I mean, you've both been overseas.
Yeah, true.
I haven't.
True.
I've been here in Melbourne. You boys have been off gallivanting about,
So
doing your thing.
set the scene. I've done a tour of America and the South Pacific, and Yin Yang has done a tour of Myanmar and China.
Yeah, I was in the Southeast Asian region giving back to the community.
And I did a tour of Southeast Melbourne.
Yeah, just the local pub scene.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
As you always do.
Just chilling at the local
Boys,
pubs. Yes.
we're back to talk wrestling.
We are.
What the
It's
fuck?
so
I missed
good.
this.
It's so good to be back. I'm so happy. And what a week to come back on.
What happened this week?
Oh, so much.
Everything.
So much happened this week. We haven't even talked like Rumble or not. Like we haven't. There's been so much that's happened in this little interim break. But
I've got inside word about this week's WWE as well, which I've actually been told about too.
ooh, look out!
Oh,
He's back on the
Which
inside.
I've told Yang about.
Ooh.
And Yang loves.
Do you
this
want to
stuff.
go into Michael's news segment?
Oh yeah.
Ba-na-na, ba-na-na.
Kids news.
Michael, the floor's yours.
Yeah.
God,
So-
I missed this.
If you want to kick us off with some news,
I would love to kick us off with some news, and it's been reported that there is going to be potentially a Shield and Braun Strowman versus Elias, Lashley, McIntyre, and missing another
Leo Rush?
No, not Leo Rush.
not really a rush. Elias.
Baron Corbin
Baron
at Fastlane.
Corbin.
So we could have an 8-man tag match. I know, but what's going to happen as well is potentially, from what I'm hearing too, is WWE are contemplating putting Roman Reigns as a special guest referee for the Rollins versus Lesnar match for Mania.
Oh, then he turns on him.
Ooh.
Do you reckon? All right, let's
the-
fuck the rest of the news. Let's get into actual banter.
Yeah.
Do we reckon, and by the way, spoiler to anyone just checking in right now, Roman Reigns is back.
Yay.
And he's in remission.
And he's in remission.
I was so happy.
That's, look, honestly, such a feel-good moment.
It was.
That's going to be one
It
of
was-
those
it was really good.
moments that you genuinely will remember for years.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I'm in remission, y'all.
how many views is it on YouTube already?
Uh,
that will take top spot.
So many.
That will
Hang on.
surely take top spot. Also, by the way, WWE just surpassed 40 million subscribers.
PewDiePie's next. They're going to take over PewDiePie.
Yeah. Or 20 million. No, it's something
No, it's
like
40 million.
That's 40 million?
It was today. It was
Apparently,
40 million.
it's the 7th most sub channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Which is an excellent moment.
They're good on them. Like it's weird, don't you think? 40 million people on YouTube, and they've only got 500,000 people. 1.5 million subscribed to the network.
They don't have 1.5 million on the network.
Yeah.
I thought it was far
It
more.
usually peaks around
Mania
WrestleMania,
season, yeah.
and then dips again after that.
yeah.
But like,
Dude, it's like I've said before. You could predict the WWE stock so easily.
yeah. But
It's got to be one of the most reliable stocks to invest in.
I think the most individual active users they've had was around WrestleMania. It was either year or year before. Was a bit over 2 mil, but they usually hang steady at around about 1.5 million. But they've got 40 million subscribers on YouTube.
Then what is it? What do
You would
you
think
think that says then about
I think people
where media attention's at then? Because think about what they put on
I think it
YouTube.
is just the little bits,
Yeah.
the little bites of Raw and SmackDown every week, but they are putting good content. Like all those the day ofs on the YouTube channel are fantastic.
Yeah.
They're so good.
I was going to say the Chronicles have been good too. Have you seen Paige's Chronicle?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was so sad. That
So
was
that
really
is
sad.
stuff you could easily see being pushed out as a 60-minute, 24 or a 365 on
And
the
that's-
network. On
and
the
that's what I was
network,
getting
but
at, yeah.
these are those like little 20-minute things. Just chuck on YouTube, and people watch and people love it. But
Yeah.
they're not. There's still something stopping these people buying the network.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. So it's like, I understand their marketing strategy. You put that out there as a little bait, right? To see how many people you can grab onto it. And it seems like there's a lot of people who want
Did you see
watch
what they
wrestling.
did for the five-year anniversary in the WWE Network?
What did I do?
Yeah, they
All of
put it
WrestleMania 34
for free
for free on YouTube.
and Facebook.
1 5-hour video, no pre-roll ads at all.
What?
Just bang,
And
right.
fucking
and
hype.
The
and they
whole
put,
thing.
and they put two parts of it on Facebook as well. They put part 1 of WrestleMania 34 on Facebook and part 2 in its
Yeah.
entirety.
And did you
Good
see?
guy WWE.
Oh, okay, you weren't here for the Rumble, were you?
Oh, yeah.
You're overseas,
Rub
right?
that in some more.
They did a live stream on their YouTube channel of like the last 10 Rumbles just in a row on their YouTube channel. It's not. I don't think it's archived anyway, but they just live streamed them all. So you can just go and watch just the Rumble part of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But they just streamed like the last 10 Rumbles in a row or something like that. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. They're really starting to push the YouTube side of things. So
And they would be making little to nothing on that revenue from
well,
YouTube.
it depends because like with the WrestleMania one, there was no pre-run ads or no like mid-roll ads either. But for a lot of their stuff, there is a pre-roll ad.
No, and it'd be stupid if there wasn't, right?
Yeah.
40 million subs, they're probably pushing maybe 1.5 to 2 million on average on just any video. Right, then you get the big ones like Roman's announcement and all that kind of stuff that get you into the 20 to 30 million views.
Okay. Let's see. This is from from yesterday. So
is that the Roman announcement?
So Roman Reigns returns to Raw. So that segment where he said he's okay, 2.1 mil
already
views.
24 hours.
Becky Lynch gets arrested, 1.2.
Yep.
Rousey relinquishes with quotation marks around it, 1 mil.
What's its highest? I just want to know what's the most viewed.
I'm getting to that.
No, you can check.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins saved Dean Ambrose, 4.7 million views.
Oh.
And then from last night, Batista attacks Ric Flair, 5.1 million views.
I
There's
knew
the
that'd be
money.
the big one.
There's the money.
Woo, boy.
I was thinking, speaking of which, speaking of the Batista attacking Flair, Bruce Pritchard, as we all know, or if you've been living under a rock,
he's quickly moving back into the news segment.
He's
back, baby.
He's working full time now as creative, and there is now the talk that a lot of the creative decisions go through Bruce Pritchard more so than Vince McMahon. So I spoke to Yang off air about this earlier. The Batista way it was done was Bruce Pritchard's idea. Roman Reigns saying Raw, that was Bruce Pritchard's idea.
It was
Becky Lynch getting arrested, that was Bruce Pritchard's idea. Ronda Rousey relinquishing the Women's Championship was Bruce Pritchard's idea. Everything has been Bruce Pritchard's idea for Raw yesterday because for Bruce Pritchard, and I spoke to Yang about this too, he's the kind of guy that has outspoken a lot about the WWE product for so long, and he's something to wrestle with podcasts. Now that he's back in a full-time capacity, he can actually get all the ideas he has and he can put it towards the WWE product. And I knew from the moment the WWE re-signed Bruce Pritchard and signed his podcast to the network that there were bigger plans for Bruce Pritchard alone to do more with creative, because remember, Bruce Pritchard was one of the head honchos of creative during the Attitude Era alongside Vince Russo, Vince McMahon and Briscoe and Patterson. So I think now with Pritchard back in charge, he's the kind of guy that can oversee a lot of how the modern day wrestling is, and he can sort of transform that now or transfer that into the product of WWE, because at one time he was head of creative for Impact and he had a bit of reins there. He was head of creative for another wrestling company which I can't think of off the top of my head. So he's very outspoken, he knows what he's doing, and I think this is just the calm before what Bruce Pritchard can produce and all that. I think between now and Mania, we could have some very interesting storylines moving forward into it. Also, the Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan match idea for Fastlane was Bruce Pritchard's idea as well, which I read as well moments ago too.
It's been 2 days.
Yeah.
And Bruce Pritchard's already
two of the
biggest days in wrestling.
It's been two good shows. Hey.
So all hail Brother Love.
Yeah, exactly. It's looking really good. Yeah, so like we were talking about this too. Like that Raw is one of the most memorable Raws for a long time.
It spurred on the discussion for me. Like,
yeah, it was like
where does that rank in as like one of the best Raws?
It's so hard to like pick out individual Raws, but I can always pick out individual segments.
Yeah, that's the thing with when it comes to wrestling.
I was actually going to
say segments.
I was going to say
think
it's like you remember the pipe bomb from 2011, but I dare you to name you one other segment on that show.
Could not. Yeah.
No.
And it got me thinking. And I thought even further. I'm just like, I was trying to think what's my favorite Raw. And you take out tribute shows, because I think tribute shows, they don't count.
Yeah.
Right? That's just not
And like Raw 1000 was good.
Yeah.
But it's a special event.
Special event show.
Like, you're not going to have that every week.
I threw into the hat that the episode where they went on strike.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is
a really good episode.
Yeah, production team went on strike, and it's just Triple H comes out, and he's just like, I'll wrestle a goddamn broomstick.
And it'll put on a better match than half the guys in the car.
Put on a better match than half the guys in the back.
CM Punk on commentary.
Sheamus
and John Cena come out and wrestle.
Yeah.
You know what makes me really sad about that?
Greatest starting to Raw, and I think I like to believe the rest of the episode was good too.
I'm going to put this one in the ring too. The Yes Movement. That was a solid Raw as well.
When they invaded the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a solid show as well.
That was a really good show as well.
And also recently as well, speaking of like really good finishes to Raw, I'd put the Batista and Flair beatdown. I put it up there with Triple H turning on Seth Rollins and handing Owens the Universal Championship.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to say Becky Lynch being busted up before Survivor Series, because that was a really good Raw as well.
That was a really good ending of Raw. But this is what. That's not the question.
But I put the Rollins and Triple H turning on Rollins. That was a memorable end to Raw.
That really did.
No one expected it.
That did come out of nowhere.
And that planted the seeds for the Rollins Triple H match.
Because I remember,
into Mania.
I think I watched that. I did watch that one live.
Yeah.
I did, because it was right after SummerSlam, and I was pissed because Finn was injured.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was the week after, wasn't
I
it?
had no idea.
No, it was literally the day after.
The day after.
Because he had a one-day reign.
No,
it was the week.
Oh no, yeah, the week after is when they did the match.
Because they did the
qualifying matches.
It was 2 fatal 4-ways.
Yeah.
And then
somehow Big Cass won one of them.
Yeah, no, sorry. It was 4 fatal 4-ways. And then the 4 of them
would compete in the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Because everyone was like, we're talking about like, is Big Cass going to be the surprise to come out of this?
Shoot,
potentially having a win.
Looking back on it, obviously Owens great pick, right?
Yeah.
And going forward, I think Owens is definitely a bona fide
hindsight 2020
world title contender.
Yeah.
But could you have strapped it on Big Cass for the lols?
I don't think
Could
so.
you have strapped it on Big Cass for the lols?
Can you imagine that? Like, that is the lineage of the Universal title right now. It's like Finn Balor, first ever reign, only lasted a day, got injured, sucks to be him. And then Big Cass as number 2.
And then Big Cass.
And then if
I was Brock, I wouldn't have wanted to win the title.
But if it was the same way, you would have had Goldberg versus Big Cass as a match that actually happened in WWE history.
It'd be like saying
that would be the weirdest fucking thing ever.
It'd be like saying with the World Heavyweight Championship belt from 2011-2012, Daniel Bryan to Santino Marella. That would have been saying that pretty much.
Basically, yes.
Everyone's favorite indie darling.
People wanted Santino to win that belt.
They did.
When he was in the Rumble against Alberto.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to win it. I really did.
I knew he was.
You know what? This is an odd segue now into a good talking point that we've missed over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We are getting closer and closer to what we can now believe to be Kofi Kingston about to win a WWE title. Do you think okay, I know we want it to happen.
It's going to happen.
I know we want it to happen.
It's going to happen. I've got this.
Should it happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
More than Mustafa Ali.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think Mustafa... Did they actually consider Mustafa Ali to win the belt?
Well, if he was going to be in this position, like everything that Kofi...
I think a lot of it's been rewritten. I think there's been a lot of rewriting.
Since that gauntlet match, but that gauntlet match was played out. Kofi played Mustafa's part exactly as Mustafa was going to play it.
Really?
He was supposed to have...
Oh, so Mustafa was meant to have the hour-long...
He was supposed to be the marathon man in that gauntlet match. And then
I can see that,
And then he was supposed to go and be the final person in the ring with Daniel Bryan at
that was the
Elimination
original plan.
But that may have been the end of his push for now. He probably would have gone into a feud with, say, a Randy Orton or someone else going into Mania season.
Well, they were actually pitching a Samoa Joe Mustafa Ali match for WrestleMania originally. That
would
have been
really I can see that. Yeah. Wow.
So
that was meant to be.
That was meant because they want to make.
I knew he was going to be the Iron Man, but not to do everything else Kofi's done since. He wouldn't have had the same flair and pop
up until Elimination Chamber. That was all Mustafa Ali. Everything since has been in response to how the crowd has reacted to Kofi.
Yeah.
So there were certain pieces in place, and I'm sure they would have changed the ending to the Chamber to have Mustafa Ali's next opponent obvious. Like if it had been Samoa Joe, obviously maybe Samoa Joe might have choked him out, and then it would have been Joe and Bryan as the final two, which I think would have been fantastic because they opened it as well. I love it when you have the two guys that start it finish it, especially in the Chamber. But I think they may have changed that on the fly, and then had Kofi be the last one there. Set up the match for Fastlane, do the double take where you've now taken it away from us. But it seems pretty obvious that means we're getting the Kevin Owens match now and the Kofi match.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. We like to believe that's what it is, right? And I think it's pretty much confirmed,
It has to be.
It has to be, yeah. But
and
this is the question.
You know, also, I'm actually going to put your evidence here too. There's actually evidence because a SummerSlam 2019 poster was leaked for the Air Canada Centre, or for going to Toronto. The New Day is front and center on that poster, which means one thing, that Kofi could be still WWE champion heading into SummerSlam.
But this is...
The New Day are front and center on the poster that leaked, though.
Think about this. I know we all want it to happen.
But imagine that, though, with the poster
and look, again, I can get the pop, right?
Yeah.
I can get it. But should it happen? That's the why
it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Should it happen?
Yeah.
Because the original push for Kofi Kingston was 2010. Unfortunately for Kofi, he got shafted down.
I just want to preface this by saying I'm not stiffing Kofi in whatever way. I'm just being objective and going, well, does it need to happen?
Well,
right?
I think it does.
Think about when it happens at Mania. So that's a huge moment.
Yeah.
And then think about who the two champions are going to be at that time. I'm imagining Seth Rollins does topple Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then you're going to get another hand changed with Kofi Kingston going over as world champion on SmackDown, right?
It's going to happen. I think with this WrestleMania, we're going to see a lot of title changes, and we're going to see the new era of WWE be ushered in officially.
Including 11-year-old vet Kofi Kingston.
More than 11 years, surely.
It's still a fresh face in the main event
It
scene.
would be. It would be very... But then where does he go after he's dropped the belt?
He goes straight back to...
Does he continue being a world title contender? Does he...
he doesn't have to be, man. He doesn't have to be continually a world title contender. I mean, after AJ dropped the title, I mean, he had the multitude of rematches with
Daniel
Bryan, but he still feels like a guy who could win.
But
AJ's bona fide, but that's when we look at someone like AJ and we go, at any point, fair enough. And granted, Kofi can be too, right?
Yeah, but AJ's going to be slated into, I think, a match with Randy Orton now at WrestleMania. I think that match is locked and loaded.
That's pretty much locked, which is fine. They should have a very similar spot to what Seth and Randy had.
So you think Randy's going
How is he going to get an RKO out of a Styles Clash?
No. RKO out of a...
How is that going to happen?
Flying forearm.
That's too easy, though.
That is...
And it's been done, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
All the 450 splash.
I want to see him somehow get a Styles Clash into an RKO.
They'll find a way. That's all I want.
They've got now until April.
April.
They're probably already thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like...
Sitting there backstage going, all right, we're not going to wrestle this week, but what we are going to do...
How do we work this out?
Is we're going to go down to the fucking Performance Center, and you're going to get me in this Styles Clash 100 times, and I'm going to fucking get you in an RKO afterwards.
Because what actually happened with Kofi's push originally in 20...
What do you reckon? They go to the top rope, and then just Randy Orton, the 40-year-old, maneuvers his way out of it, and somehow on fall... switches his body 180 and goes up for the... Oh, dude.
Hey, man, Randy could do it.
Dude, it wasn't too long ago that he did the fucking double-handed toe touch when he jumped. Like, what the fuck?
I love that. Oh, it's so good. Man, when Randy actually gives a fuck, he's so enjoyable to watch.
He is.
Oh,
but
he's budget Brock Lesnar.
It's the minute he stops caring, it's just like, oh, it's Randy again.
Yeah.
He's in his bus.
It's that 2002 OVW class. Oh, yeah. Whenever they give a fuck, we know they can be great.
I mean, hey, who's the only one still sticking around on a relatively full-time basis?
Randy, fair enough.
Awesome.
Randy, yeah.
I was going to say...
But who's the world champion out of them right now?
That'd be Brock.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
I was going to say, remember when Randy used to take like 7 minutes to walk to the ring? Like, he used to just dawdle to the ring?
Dude, Randy could do what he wants. I bet he wasn't actually meant to, too. Like, if I like to believe I know Randy Orton, and I believe it's like, all right. He's like, Randy, you got 2 minutes to do your entrance. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Sure, production team. Righto. Gets out there. It's just, all right, no, I'll do this for about 5 minutes.
Stuff this, guys. I'm going to do what I do. I was going to say...
Then he'll break kayfabe, go say hi to Shane's family.
Yep.
He's okay.
Well, the last time Kofi was supposed to be pushed was 2010, but then a botch move with Randy Orton stopped that from happening. But actually, it's funny though, because remember Kofi in that in that gauntlet match actually told Randy too, stupid, as a reminder, going, hey, remember when you stopped my push 9 years ago?
All the beats for this are happening, right?
Yeah.
So it is obviously leading me to believe that Kofi Kingston will go over and will be WWE champion
at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And so what you're saying is that I guess it lasts till SummerSlam?
I think it lasts SummerSlam because of the leaked
4 months or
because
something
I've seen the
from April to SummerSlam?
Because of the leaked poster I saw online of the New Day front and center with...
Do you break New Day up?
Do you know what's probably definitely in small print at the bottom of that poster? Card subject to change.
Yeah. Yep. But guess who else was on that poster too? Becky Lynch was on that poster, Ronda Rousey was on that poster, and Brock Lesnar, and that was it. So far for that leaked poster.
Very subject to change then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think...
I doubt Brock will be there.
I doubt Rousey would be there.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing...
That's what I think.
From what I'm hearing, Rousey's done after Mania.
Well, she's done full-time after Mania because
she said that.
That's what she said.
She also said, my uterus, my life, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, righto.
And I've got one more bit of...
And it's a fair cop, too. If we're looking at this situation from Rousey's perspective, it's fair cop. Like, if she wants to start a family, fuck, I don't blame her.
Go for it.
Right? Like, from what you've done in this year, Rousey, you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Best rookie year.
Ever. Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Best female rookie.
Hasn't taken an L.
No.
Her and Brock, probably. Brock had a good rookie year.
I'm trying to think of Brock's rookie year.
Brock rookie year, he made Stone Cold quit, and then he beat The Rock at SummerSlam.
He also choked.
But he didn't win the world title, did he?
Yes, he did.
Did he win the world title?
He also choked the life out of Hogan as well.
Yeah, he was insane, right? Brock did have an amazing.
But then
he had a good rookie
But then
year.
the only L he took in 2002 was a screwy finish against the Big Show, where Paul Heyman screwed him over at Survivor Series.
You know who had an underrated rookie year? Sheamus.
2009, yes.
He won the world title like 3
did.
months after call-up.
Yeah.
He had a feud with Triple H right away,
Yeah.
and then he had a feud with Cena.
You forget about Sheamus's rookie year.
He
but
also
it's
killed
nuts.
everyone on ECW, which is why he was so good. They brought him up to the Raw roster. He also killed Jerry the King Lawler 3 times as well by bro kicking him in the face.
Yeah.
Especially that kick at Madison Square Garden.
I'm saying Sheamus is up there as well. Top 5 rookie years.
Yeah.
But he's one of those that you
But
never
then-
look
but-
at and go, oh, yeah,
But
true.
then again,
You're about where you need to be right now.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
again, Cena botched the ending to their match because he was supposed to hold on for dear life. Apparently, the match was supposed to go on for another 3 minutes. But because Cena lost his footing, he slipped and fell through the table, and they had to call the match then and there.
But it's Cena.
Yep.
Cena fucks up more than anyone ever cares to mention, but it's like...
Remember
but
Nexus?
it's Cena.
Cena fucked
But
that
it's-
up, didn't
but
he?
it's- But it's Cena.
Cena fucked up the Nexus, didn't he? Wait, what?
You had more news.
I do have more news.
Yes, please.
It seems that Matt and Jeff Hardy have re-signed 1-year deals. As we saw, the Hardys reunited on SmackDown.
To very little fanfare, if at all,
But this point in time...
What, from the crowd or just promotion-wise?
promotion-wise.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Crowd was hot because it's
Crowd.
North Carolina, mate.
Yeah, North.
It's the boys. It's
Oh,
backyard.
yeah.
But,
But
you
they
know.
only had 11 days left on both their contracts because they both had a 2-year deal when they re-signed in 2017.
Shoot.
That's
but-
not 2 years.
Yes, it is.
That's a year and a bit. They came back at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's April,
but they actually signed weeks before come back to Mania.
not months before.
Well, we're in
We've got another bloody
No, they signed
a month and a half.
They
before
signed.
Mania.
They signed March 2017. They were very hush hush about the entire situation up until Mania, because WWE gave them permission to finish their independent contract dates,
Yeah, I know,
which
they
was
must
Ring of Honor.
Good guy, WWE. Once
Yep.
again.
because they literally fought at Ring of Honor the night before Mania.
Yeah.
Because
So I
WWE.
would have assumed they would have walked out of the Ring of Honor locker room straight into that big van, signed the fucking
Nope.
contracts, and then got shipped off to the stadium.
They signed with
that's not
WWE
right.
on one condition, and that one condition was they were allowed to finish their indie dates first.
That's
Similar
fair
to how Abyss is allowed to do all of his indie dates before he starts full time as a WWE trainer at the Performance Center.
Is that his role?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
his role.
don't let him wrestle.
Well, no. I thought backstage producer.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
But he's a head trainer and a backstage producer.
Oh, so he's doing both.
Yep.
What's Helms?
Interesting to see
what's
him.
Helms doing?
Helms
Is he with the company?
He's with the company. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
backstage producer. He's taking over from Billy Gunn.
there was an official thing on the YouTube channel about them welcoming all the new people. They're using his street name. They're not calling him Abyss in any sense of the word. Hurricane is Shane brackets Hurricane Helms.
Nice.
Just because everyone knows him as Hurricane Helms.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple other people that got brought on the same. Okay, speaking of new hires, new fires, right? Do you know the story behind Arn Anderson
Yep.
getting fucking fired?
Why?
Yes, I do.
Him and Vince have been butting heads for a while now, man.
And apparently, it's also because
All culminated at a live event. I think?
all accommodated at a house show,
Yeah.
and because John Cena, Arn Anderson is John Cena's personal producer.
Yeah.
That's the reason why Vince has not fired him earlier. Apparently, Vince wanted to fire him years ago, but
Really?
because of the great rapport that because of the relationship that John Cena has with Arn Anderson, could have strained John's relationship with WWE and Vince earlier. They kept him on, but because John's not full time anymore,
Yes, because Cena is a prime candidate to go to AEW.
yeah, Arn Anderson
Could you
got fired.
fucking imagine
Arn Anderson
the
got fired.
salt that would be?
Oh, I would
salting the earth of WWE.
I would
be
actually
John Cena signing with
fucking
AEW.
love it. It'd be amazing.
Oh.
No,
And-
it would never happen though. Would
You
never
know
happen.
what the biggest story I found?
Chris Jericho, one of the biggest products of WWE for the last 20 years,
Also started in
runs the company.
Also started in New Japan well before he ever became the WWE.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what the most astonishing thing from this week I've read up was? The Undertaker's going to start his own podcast.
Yeah.
No, that was a kayfabe news.
Are you sure?
That was kayfabe news,
Are you
bro.
sure?
But Dead Man Talking.
Are you sure? Because apparently,
if you fucking
No,
start,
no.
if you fucking start dead man talking,
Apparently,
I'm fucking done.
Ringside News and comicbook.com have picked up on the story. So have the
Dude,
Mirror.
I swear I saw
there was-
kayfabe news post
No.
that.
there was a patent.
I swear.
So has Stitcher.
There was
so
a
has.
patent filed by StarCast for dead man talking.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
or a copyright or one of those.
True story.
One of those things.
True story.
I mean, it's too good. You know when kayfabe news is getting this bullshit weeks before with the best pun of the century, and they're like, it works, and just go with it.
Dude, I swear I saw it on kayfabe.
Look, I'm pretty sure I did as well, but I was reading something as well. Unless everyone has
Every
just
news outlet has picked it up.
ignored the fact that it said kayfabe news and then just been like, this is a cool story.
It's too good.
I've
It's
just-
too good.
I've just Googled it. Every news outlet's picked it up.
We will see if it actually happens.
Every
we'll
news
see what
outlet-
happens at
Yeah.
StarCast. How beautiful is it? How beautiful is it?
No, dude, kayfabe news has never missed in my opinion.
Have you seen
never
did you
missed.
see the one they released this morning?
Oh, what was
It
it?
was like 5 clues as to who the mystery man is that attacks Ric Flair.
From this point on, from now until his match, can we just refer to him only as Drax the Destroyer? Please?
He should have rocked the green bloody body paint.
Dude, he better come out as his fucking Mania gear as Drax.
No, he's not going to.
Because it'll be perfect time, right? Because Endgame's right around the corner.
Yeah, no. But it's not going to happen. It's
Oh,
not
if Vince wants to make the easiest
he
billion
is-
of his
no,
life,
he's fucking-
right? Like,
Because Dave is really sour on Marvel Studios right now because they fired his mate James Gunn.
Yeah.
oh, true.
Apparently he is not keen to come back for
He's not
Guardians
happy.
3.
He's not happy.
He doesn't want to.
Fair enough. Look, fair enough. Okay.
He wants to go over to DC and become one of their characters so he can party up with James Gunn when he's over there.
I was going to say, Kayfabe News also released a statement as well, saying that apparently...
We can't be.
He can't be fucking followed anyway.
We can't be
I was-
reporting on kayfabe news.
Well,
right?
Kayfabe News has actually released another thing too this week. Apparently, Leukemia has asked for its release from WWE.
I
and
hit that spot before kayfabe news. Hit
apparently,
that
it's going to sign with AEW.
Oh, god damn it.
But
I love the internet
But
wrestling community.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I do too.
love the IWC.
I do too.
It did not take them any longer than 20 minutes for them to make a fucking leukemia joke.
Yeah.
Right, and like, disclaimer, we're not making fun of, the disease, but fuck, like, WWE has come to terms with the release of leukemia. Like, Roman couldn't even make leukemia look strong in a match. 10-second squash. Like,
What
Roman
squash?
roses are red, violets are blue. Roman kicked out at 2. Like, like it's fucking excellent. The IWC,
I mean,
boys.
It's our way of dealing with this shit. I mean, it's funny. Like, I mean, it's obviously terrible what happened to him, but the fact that he's bounced back so fucking quickly.
It's
too.
nuts.
He's
It's
also-
nuts recovery.
He's also
But look-
he's also shot some stuff for Hobbs and Shaw as well, which I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fucking keen for that movie.
How good the trailer looked.
Cannot-
Trailer
How
looks
good
good.
did the trailer
Dude,
look?
The Rock is on a run. The Rock is
Okay.
on a run.
I was listening to this podcast yesterday. It was a movie one. They were talking about like how Tom Cruise never kisses a woman in a movie anymore.
Bullshit.
He doesn't.
Oh, fuck me.
No,
Okay.
like I watched that new Mission Impossible last year. Fucking incredible movie. Does not kiss his love interest once.
Huh.
Have you ever seen The Rock in the past 5 years kiss a woman who is a love interest in a movie?
Haven't seen Skyscraper, but I can only imagine that movie being the only one he
His
would.
ex-wife. No, he's his wife. Sorry, I'm thinking of the other one. What was the one with all the stuff falling down? San Andreas.
San Andreas.
San Andreas. That was his ex-wife. But no, he never kisses a woman in any. He's the most asexual
I agree.
actor.
No, I've noticed it.
The only
I have
the
noticed
only
it.
exception is in Jumanji, but that was for a gag.
Who did he kissed?
He kissed.
He actually kissed Karen Gillan.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But it was like that really awkward, like tongue just sort of like slapping each other.
Yeah, but he's never had a romance arc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's either already got a wife, or he's got an ex-wife, and he's had an ex-wife in like a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at his early stuff, no romantic interests at all.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
always just
yeah.
him being The Rock.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
You reckon
might
he's
be
still
some-
trying to keep up that persona? Like,
it might just be something that he's written into his contracts to just.
I
like,
respect it. I
you know,
respect it.
Just he loves
It
his,
makes him stand out because here we are talking about it.
yeah, I know, but it's a very just sort of like you don't think about it till you think about it, and then you're like, he has never had like a proper romantic love interest in a movie at all.
But The Rock's on an absolute run right now.
He is killing it. He is. Do you reckon he's going to show up at Mania?
Well, apparently he was in
He's
Atlanta.
missed the last couple.
He was apparently in
Yeah.
Atlanta for Raw, but he didn't show up. Apparently, that WWE was very, very close to getting him as part of the Ric Flair's birthday celebrations.
Oh, I would have had him come out with the Roman thing.
Yeah.
I swear I saw his mum in the crowd.
Yeah, his mum
Yeah.
was there.
Okay. No, I'm talking Rock's mum.
Yeah. She was
right next to Roman's mum.
Yeah, she was standing next to Roman's mum.
But he's
he
actually he was in Atlanta.
Also, I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet. The biggest indie star in the world was on Raw the other night.
Oh, fucking David Arquette.
David Arquette.
Yeah.
Just casually David Arquette. Like right there. I loved it.
But apparently Rick wanted him to fly out especially for his birthday.
Who, David Arquette?
Yeah.
Oh, good moment.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were buddies.
Yeah, there's a photo of him backstage.
I saw that, but I didn't realize they were buddies.
Yeah, no, because WCW.
Oh, true. Yeah,
back when fucking David Arquette had the belt.
Yeah, don't forget that, man. David Arquette's a world champion in this industry.
Was Ric Flair?
Wait, hold on. I actually want to know if you go into his wrestling Wikipedia, are they going to say one-time WCW world champion?
I mean, they have to.
He has to. He's legitimately a world champion.
Was Flair in that bloody David Arquette movie, the Ready to Rumble or whatever the fuck?
I think he was.
He must have been because like Sting was in it, Goldberg was in it.
We spent some time talking about David Arquette.
John Cena was in it actually as well.
Oh, he was too.
Yeah, because he was.
That's right.
He was lifting weights in the power plants.
Yeah.
Can we put David Arquette over for a moment? The man has been the biggest wrestling fan his entire life. He didn't want WCW to give him the title.
No.
Right? He was very against it. Right?
But they.
And then he's done movies, but he's always been a fan. And now,
Vince,
whether or not it's a midlife crisis or not, right?
In pro wrestling,
he's just said fuck it. Like fuck it. I've loved this fucking industry so goddamn much. I'm just gonna do it at the tender age of goddamn 47. So let's say 45,
that
right?
Hardcore match was brutal.
Yeah. And he recovered from it, and now he's still going. He got to be one of the most, biggest marks in the history of wrestling.
I love David Arquette. I love him.
Biggest mark.
Good on him.
I was actually going to mention as well, Batista's actually got 4 movies currently in post-production at this point in time and does not have another movie slated yet. So
it makes sense.
But I hear he's retiring after Mania.
He is retiring after Mania.
He's putting them up.
So the movies he's got in post-production at the moment are Avengers Endgame, Stuber, Escape Plan 3, Devil Station, and My Spy.
So they're all jobber movies.
Except for that Avengers one.
But he does the job in that.
I hear it's going to be good.
But he did the job.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
Well, they're all coming back. I'm sorry for a movie that's nearly a year old. They all die, or most of them. Guess what? They're all coming back. He's a
one-time WCW World Champion.
Yep.
And that's it. That's a crime. Slap something else on him.
Bar
give him
wrestling?
A tag strap.
Bar wrestling?
Give him a tag strap.
Give him something.
Future WWE Hall of Famer David Arquette.
No, he will be. He will be.
He's definitely going to go on the celebrity wing one of these years.
I hope it's this year. I hope it's this year.
Can he be the first ever person to go into the celebrity ring and the rest? Oh, The Rock would probably do that too.
No.
If he picks up another couple of world titles, he's already a one-time world champion.
No.
Do you think they'd ever sign him?
David Arquette.
Just do a Rumble. Just do a Rumble. And, give him a good 15 minutes in the Rumble. Take some bumps. Have a spot.
All right.
And I think they should have done it for
Have
this
him come
Rumble.
out at number 10 and let him stay for at least 15, 20 minutes.
That's what I said. Thanks, Michael. Literally what I just said. Right? But that's what I'm saying. Did you just mute my mic? First day back on the sticks. Can we not go into beef like this?
I'm back, bitch.
If I'm WWE, I sign him.
Yeah. Screw it. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
All right,
he can't be commanding that much on the indie scene, right? Because he is David Arquette.
Yeah. Next year's Rumble. Start a petition. Arquette for Rumble.
Done.
And
Arquette for Rumble.
We'll just start the hashtag and we'll start pumping it out. And by the end of next year, bit of groundswell, David Arquette in the Rumble next year.
And if that picks up enough steam, I want him to go for the IC belt at Mania.
No.
Give him a part-time run.
Have him do the Rumble.
I mean, if Nicholas can win the tag team title bout with Braun Strowman, I'm sure they.
No, I want him to work an actual story. All right. Goal 1, just get him on the Rumble card, right?
Nicholas
but goal
ran
2,
a storyline 2.
Let him pop up in the Raw after, and then give him and set up a story.
Nicholas ran a storyline 2. He won the belt, but then he had to relinquish it because he's still in school.
I know. That's what. But
there's a story.
Have some respect for Arquette.
But in 8 years' time,
dude,
Braun Strowman and Nicholas are going to be the best tag team in history.
Think of
in
that.
8 years' time.
Think of that video package that they could make for David Arquette at WrestleMania. The guy that never should have been. Right, and it's just him training in the gym at the age of 45 to be a professional wrestler, right? And it's just this mad sob story. Imagine Dragons plays in the background as well. Because they just have an exclusive rights to using Imagine Dragons song, right?
And then DDP could be one of the people that goes...
Yeah, DDP trains him, right? It's just do it. Who does he face?
I've never seen as much hustle from anyone. I want David Arquette.
Jeff Jarrett.
He faced Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dude, it writes itself.
He also
I mean,
that's honestly like if you had to talk to me 3 months ago, David Arquette versus Jeff Jarrett, I would have assumed was like a bar wrestling main event for like Joey Ryan's new fucking promotion.
Yeah.
Like, but now like legitimately, you could almost have that in the WWE somehow, which is fucking crazy.
Give me that the second match at Mania.
What happened to fucking Jeff Jarrett? He was supposed to be on
TV.
TV like every week, and now he's gone again.
Yeah, I don't understand what his contract was meant to be.
He's a backstage producer.
We knew that, but like he had like a certain amount of like on-screen dates penned in his contract as well. He's supposed to have a few with Elias.
Yeah.
And then it's just...
What have they done with Elias? He's just turned heel again, hasn't he? Like,
yeah. And
no
then,
fanfare, just turned heel.
And then he's still getting interrupted by Lacey
Dean
Evans.
Ambrose turned face, apparently.
Okay, Lacey Evans, what the fuck is going on there?
So hot.
Yeah, but she just walks out and then walks back. Every time.
Well, apparently they got high hopes for Lacey Evans. They want Becky, Charlotte, and Lacey.
Ring.
Apparently they want those three. From what I'm hearing too, is apparently Lacey's going to be the one to take on Asuka at Mania for the SmackDown Women's Championship belt.
Interesting. I think it's just it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's going to be the belt that no one cares about at Mania.
Asuka's been
which
bumped.
Is so fucking stupid.
Which it's because it's Asuka, right? Like it's not.
And
fair.
look at it too.
But she's so fucking good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because it's Asuka, it's not fair.
And also because look at Asuka. She's lost pretty much 2 of her main contenders for that belt because they've now technically gone to Raw.
Have they
to take on Ronda Rousey?
Do you think they fucked up what could have been? I mean, obviously they fucked up what could have been between Becky and Ronda, but do you think they firmly have fucked it to a point where it's like no one wants it now?
They've basically screwed the fact that it's useless having 2 women's championship belts now because of the fact that, Becky and Charlotte, who were carrying the SmackDown women's division for all of 2018, have just magically gone to Raw. And you look at SmackDown, besides, say, Naomi, who else?
Yeah,
who else takes on Asuka?
It's not enough time to build up a star to challenge Asuka.
Who else?
No, I agree.
Who else takes on Asuka?
Yeah.
No one does.
They're talking Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is the name they're throwing about.
But it's still not enough time.
Oh, I know.
To build.
I know.
And I've heard
obvious choice
Lacey
was
Evans.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
The obvious choice was Charlotte, but they're gonna fucking politic her into the main event.
That we're like some of us are I know the IWC is right when we're looking at that match now, and it's like it's the triple threat, right? It's going to be Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. But we're looking at that, and we're going, now we're not care. Now we don't care. Like now we don't.
I
care.
just wanted the one-on-one match.
So did I.
Because
you're allowed to be pissed
the
at it,
amount
right?
of hype that was around that Survivor Series match between Becky and Ronda in a one-on-one. The fact that they looked at that and knew they had fucking money with that match, even though at that point the plan was still to be Charlotte and Ronda at Mania.
It was going to be a throwaway match at one point too, that Survivor Series
which
match.
Is fucking ridiculous. But they did such a good... Becky did such a good job.
Having her nose broken.
Well, just selling that match, even before the fucking broken nose.
Yeah.
Selling that match is something that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
And now the fact that we have an opportunity to see it with her winning the Rumble and just having that one-on-one match. I know, and this is the reason that for the longest time, New Japan did not have multi-man matches because it ruins some of the mystique of a match. Because purists in the wrestling community are going to be like, a one-on-one match is the most pure form of professional wrestling.
Agreed, yeah.
It doesn't have to be, and there are, exceptions to that rule sometimes. But it does feel a little bit like having Charlotte has taken a bit of the excitement away from this match. Unless there is some way to get Charlotte across to that Asuka feud really quickly after Fastlane, which I doubt will happen.
Highly unlikely.
I think it's pretty set in stone that it's going to be that
triple threat.
And that's the one to close Mania.
I understand that because at the end of the day, if Ronda is walking away, even temporarily after Mania, you still have 2 people out of that match left to then carry the women's division going forward. Whereas if it was just Becky, it would just be her left and then no one to challenge her because she had just beaten Ronda Rousey. If there is a way to make Charlotte remain strong and have Ronda lose, having Becky win, then easy. You go into another Ronda-Becky feud for a bit after, the pay-per-view after Mania. You have the big grudge match at the end of the day. But
do you think this is also a way that now they made it a triple threat, Ronda doesn't have to take a pin?
Yeah, I think that's another thing.
That's why.
That's probably the big reason.
That's what they're doing.
Ronda doesn't have to take a
pin.
But then
Charlotte will either tap out or eat the pin.
Makes Becky's win tainted.
I know, and that's what I'm getting at.
Because
right?
that was
I get
the
it
idea.
On the one hand,
Becky was going to make Ronda Rousey tap out at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And now there is, if Charlotte takes the pin or the tap, it puts an asterisk next to that win.
Yeah.
Who do you think decided that was the original plan? Who do you think is going to go, you know what, let's make, even though Ronda's leaving, we're not going to get her to eat the pin or tap out. We're going to have Charlotte do it instead.
It'd be Vince. It'd be 100% Vince. It'd be like, we don't. Even if she isn't going away, or if she's going away for a little while, like say she's going to go with the kid, that's probably 2 years. I'd say, like just like having the kid, then time with the child, like with the kid for a bit, and then once the kid's like 1.5, then she can be like, all right, now I can start to look at going back into wrestling. So you're looking at 2.5 years before she's probably back, or before she's comfortable coming back.
Do you think Ronda potentially?
So that's a long time.
Do you think Ronda might have said, I don't want to have a pin eaten, or I don't want to tap out at all?
Could be, right? But then
it could be that. But like,
do you think she might have maybe said that?
But I think she's such a purist that she would.
Yeah, she's still
does good by the industry.
She's still a fan at the end of the day, and she knows what the person on top has to take the loss on the way out, and put the next person over.
It's the rite of passage, right?
It is the rite of passage, and I think it's to cap off a fantastic rookie year that she has had, to take a pin to the person who, and Vince has said this backstage, he's like, all of my chips right now are on Becky Lynch. Did you hear what he said the other day? He has no superstars in the entire company.
Yeah, I read that.
That's a fucking stupid thing to say.
I didn't think he said there's no superstars. I think he said there's now ones that we could have made superstars are tainted, that we can't actually make them superstars. Yeah. So the Eliases, the Drew McIntyres, the current crop of guys.
I think he even not referenced, but he's still referencing like Balor, Rollins in that as well.
I think Rollins is a superstar. I think Balor's now one of the ones that's tainted. Right, one of the ones that's just unfortunate.
Bring back the fucking demon gimmick.
Yeah,
instantly. It would just be that.
It is.
It would just be that, and the crowd would be so much more behind him.
The crowd is behind him.
I know, and imagine if he comes out as the creepy demon with the proper entrance and the fucking dark music and the cloud and the fog and everything.
For me, maybe it's biased, but I don't think it is. I think I'm rather objective when it comes to Finn Balor. He is the one, or one of the ones, that has still the most potential. Yeah. Right? There's still a lot of fanfare behind him because there is uniqueness to his gimmick.
Look at that fucking match he had with Lio Rush this week.
Yeah.
The dude has the talent to go with anybody. Like, you look at
anybody, and talent. I don't think no one questions talent, right?
No.
But what they question, which is the stupidest thing they question, is his ability to be over, right? But I'm like, when you look at it, he's got to be one of the ones that are selling the most merch.
Yep.
Right. He's one of the ones that is the most engaging on social media.
Yep.
And he's one of the ones that gets the most reaction when he's out there every single week.
Yep.
What more do you want?
Did you watch the UK takeover?
Yes.
That pop when his music hits was fucking deafening.
I don't get it. I don't get why they're just not looking at Finn Balor and going, he is a star. Because it's a fucking size thing.
Did you guys catch this on the moment of bliss bit before like the Lio Rush came out and
interrupted? Yeah, if you take off your belt to see the abs, and I'll show you.
Yeah. I'll show you my Lio Rush's music hits. Fuck you.
That's now
why are they doing this?
3 weeks in a row.
They're weirdly sexualizing Alexa Bliss. Why are they doing this? I don't
know. I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately.
Now, shoot though, like I'm not against it, right? Personally,
has Bliss become the Sable of this next generation?
No.
This is why it's the interesting conversation.
Is Bliss going to be the next WWE superstar to model for Playboy? Is the next question.
No, because they've moved away from it. That's why it's interesting, right?
That'll never happen again. No. But if this was 10 years ago, you would be on the right fucking track.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because look at Ashley Massaro, Tori Wilson, and Sable beforehand.
Oh, Ashley Massaro.
Oh, Maria.
Anyway.
Maria posed for Playboy.
Thirsty Boys podcast.
She did, yeah, she did.
No, but that's why it's interesting, because it's not that era anymore.
I know.
Right?
It's
just, and you know.
So they had the guy walking in with her where she was getting changed.
Yeah.
You had this week when she's just being real thirsty over fucking Finn's abs.
Yeah, I feel for Buddy.
Like, poor Buddy.
Poor Buddy.
Oh, no, I don't feel any empathy for Buddy at all. I don't, because he gets to go home with her every single night. And
allegedly, they don't post anymore.
Yeah, but over sexualizing your fiance.
Yeah, I know that's
on live TV and all that. If I was Buddy, I'd be a bit. I don't appreciate this. I don't approve of this much, but
it just feels weird in this day and age.
That Alexa Bliss is not the one that's doing this too.
Oh, definitely not.
She's firmly against it. I think she even called it out on Twitter.
I think she did.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks back. She could be one of the ones that's out the door.
It's just Vince is a sexual pervert.
She could be one of the ones that's out the door next. With the way, if I'm her after the run that she's had.
Imagine if Bliss goes to AEW. That'll be the biggest signing for the women's division of AEW.
She could be one of the ones that
I
could see going and would be a big signing.
She'd be the first ever women's champion of AEW, in my opinion, if she does sign with AEW. Because Brandy, apparently is high on a few female stars from WWE, including Maria and Bliss.
Yeah,
Maria makes sense to go back.
And
Maria will dip, right? But she's in her late 30s.
Also,
it was never that good of an in-ring performer.
If you saw Mike Kanellis last week on 205 Live, the way he walked out there, he did not give a shit.
Yeah, I know. He's asked for his release, but he didn't get granted.
All right, of the 3 that got released last week, what do you reckon is their ceiling? Like, what do you reckon is the highest they can go outside of WWE?
Arn Anderson will be a world champion.
Shut up. I'm talking TJP, Akira Tozawa, and
Kenta.
Sorry, it's Kenta. And...
Oh, sorry, Kenta.
Yeah.
It's not Akira Tozawa. He's
still
sorry,
there.
Kenta and
literally just had
Ty
a match.
Dillinger.
And Ty Dillinger.
So
I can't remember.
I'll go first. I think TJP will go to Ring of Honor.
Yep.
I think that's where he belongs. That's the style of wrestling he's more accustomed to.
Yep.
I think Kenta will head back. From what I'm hearing, apparently New Japan are about to offer him a brand new contract to send him back to Japan.
Because he was never really... I mean, I know you wrestled for him, but he was more DDT pro than...
He was DDT.
Yeah, so But, like if he's hot, New Japan will try to snap him up straight away.
Yeah, imagine if Kenta, goes to, say... Wrestle Kingdom next year. I think
he'd go back to the juniors, or do you reckon he'd stay up in the heavyweights?
No, he wouldn't be a heavyweight, but I think he'd be a star though. So he'd compete.
I think he'd compete
for the IC belt.
Yeah, I think he would compete in the Super Juniors.
Oh,
yeah,
never open weight against Will Ospreay. I got tingles. God damn it!
I think Kenta has the most.
Biggest potential?
Biggest potential.
Yeah, I think Ty is a pretty solid mid-card slot for AEW.
Yeah, I think Ty's a good filler.
Yeah,
he'll have the good. He'll probably be able to bring the 10 gimmick with him, because his name is now Perfect 10. It's like perfect. It's like perfect, the number 10 and then the letter N. It's really fucking weird.
Fair enough.
Whatever his new Twitter handle is, but if he takes the 10 gimmick with him. That'll get over in the AEW crowd.
It'll get over.
He'll be upper mid-card at best.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be able to look at him and go, honestly, you're
World
a
champ.
you're a guy that runs the company.
But did you hear the advice that Cody said to Ty?
What was that?
He basically wants Ty to find himself, similar to how Cody did in 2016.
Yeah,
to get to that next level. I think Ty. I don't think Ty will go to AEW straight away. I think he might go to PWG first.
Yeah,
and cut his teeth there.
He'll just do indies, right?
If he can do that, do bar wrestling, do and
I think he'll do Battle of LA as well, I think, in my opinion, too.
He'd be a good get for Bowler. Yeah, he would.
For Bowler. But then eventually, I think Cody will bring
Ty
in, because Ty helped Cody along the way in
a
secondary
because,
position.
and I think we've discussed it before, and it's definitely been brought up by Cody, is that you don't want to make the same mistakes that Impact done, where it was just as simple as WWE guy has left WWE. Oh, let's sign him and then push him to the moon because he's a WWE guy, right? Yeah. And Cody said it before. He's just like, I'm just not going to sign guys that come out of WWE because they're WWE guys, right? Like that's not. I'm actually going to show the indie talents first, right? Yeah. I'm like, that's good business, right?
Unless your name is Puck.
But Puck has done. Oh, not really, but he did. What was the Japan one that he was with before? Dragon Gate.
He was with Dragon Gate.
He was with Dragon Gate
ages before he was WWE.
Yeah. Right.
And then he went back to Dragon Gate.
But Cody is very much of the mindset, and it seems like the company is too, which is a very good approach. Let these guys pay their dues first, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you came from WWE.
Well, I mean, Ty has been around for a long time.
He has.
He got super kicked backstage at WWE in 2006.
Yeah. No, I know. I know Ty's been around for a while.
So
but it's still the idea that he's still got fresh WWE dust on him. Right, and then once you start doing that, right, and if Dean does leave,
he has to take that 6-month no compete clause because he left. Now TJP got fired,
which was so interesting.
It was. Apparently, he's been butting heads with a few people backstage too.
He's notoriously hard to work with.
Yes,
which is why Impact fired him too when he was.
Does that
manic.
Immediately?
He got fired from Impact Wrestling too before he went to WWE and did the Cruiserweight Classic as well.
Because if you get fired, does that lift your no-compete clause instantly?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Yeah,
so he's available right now.
Them terminating the contract. Yeah,
right.
He should be.
That's interesting.
Maybe there's still a 30-day, but
there might be like because is it a 6-month or a 90-day?
Depends on the contract, dude. Like,
I know there's always different ones, but it's really freaking annoying how there's always.
But that's because they've terminated him.
Yeah, he should be available.
Gotten rid of all their rights to say you
what
can't
you
do
can
this.
and can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas with TJP, it's like, no, I want to go, which means I'm ending my contract early.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, you can't do this, and this.
Yeah.
Which is
I think
fair.
people saying the 90-day clause finishes, I think when Ty quit. I think it was a 90-day no-compete. 3 days before Double or Nothing.
Interesting. So they'll just do a spot where he pops up in the crowd then?
They could, yeah.
That's Impact.
So Kenta and Ty have 90-day no-compete clauses.
Well, I think Kenta's is different. I think the no-compete is for American televised.
Yeah.
So I think he can go straight back to Dragon Gate or DDT or New Japan or whatever because it isn't an American promotion, nor is it telecast live on American TV. I think he can go back pretty soon.
I'm not even versed around the legalities.
No, it's
but
you're the lawyer.
No, but I like that area of law too.
I think Kenta will be at Wrestle Kingdom next year in some capacity.
Oh yeah,
and that crowd's going to go nuts when he returns to Wrestle Kingdom.
And if he's available, I reckon he'll pop up at Dominion because Dominion's in June.
Yeah,
and that could be a very.
It's just good to know that he's going by Kenta.
I was going to say fantasy booking here. Mm-hmm. With Kenta now gone from WWE, and if he goes back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, what's the fantasy you want to see Kenta in at Wrestle Kingdom next year? Who
my God, give it me with Naito.
No, not Naito.
You don't think his style would work with Naito's?
I think it works too well. I think it needs to be someone different.
Oh, okay.
They are very similar.
What, Juice?
That's why I wanted it.
Maybe Juice?
No, not Juice.
Not Juice.
I think
they probably fought in NXT.
I think we're we're overpricing his stock here.
No.
I think we're overpricing his stock.
If you go back to the DDT Pro days when he was like the fucking king, he was so over. He was
fair.
He was that over that CM Punk stole his finisher.
That's true. I do remember.
CM Punk stole his finisher, and he actually on that documentary. He called him out by name. He's like, there's this guy in Japan called Kenta. He's the fucking best. I stole his finisher.
Yeah. No, I know. I fucking love that doco, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember when he came back and he GTS Austin Aries in the middle of the ring at a takeover event. Just the fans going
broke his eye socket.
Yeah, the fans were ballistic and chanted GTS, GT, and just hear 15,000 people chanting GTS and like that. That's probably the best pop I've ever seen.
They did a good job with him. It's just he kept getting injured.
Yeah. It's not entirely WWE's fault.
No. And if he's getting injured in WWE where the style is relatively safe, I cannot imagine him going back to New Japan.
And that's why I'm saying his stock's a bit overpriced.
That's why I'm saying he should be in a match with someone like Okada or Tana, who is a much safer worker than, say, Naito, who kind of...
Is Naito not one of the safest?
Naito hits pretty hard.
But his style is so, like...
His style is
just in the ring, like...
Tranquilo, you know.
I was going to say, look at what Naito did to Jonah Rock at MCW 100 last year. He was pretty stiff to Jonah, though.
He'll slap you stiff, but he ain't going to hit you with a pile driver and throw you into... and Jonah's like 150 kilo more than him.
He's 3 Kentas. Yeah. All right? He's 3 of him.
That's underselling it.
Yeah, I know. Jonah's a big boy. Did you see that they're going to change his name? I'm not happy about this.
What do you reckon they'll do it to?
I have no idea what they're changing it to.
We've already gimmicked the shit.
We have this, but like I'm not happy because when they did the new roll call of everyone that's like this class of the NXT Performance Center, they gave both Sexton and Jonah Rock their just regular names, and I was like, don't do this to them. Don't do this to the boys. But I know like probably Sexton ain't gonna fly in WWE.
Sexton's fine, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. I can see a change there.
But then like they had them together. And, like, together they are Sex Rock.
But they're not going to package him as Sex Rock, right? Surely Jonah can be a star on his own.
Well, I don't know. They introduced them together.
Well, actually...
They didn't give them separate introductions.
What the original plan was that they were actually going to have both Sexton and Rock align with Shane Thorne to have the Mighty Don'ts.
Oh, look, that would be sick.
That's the original plan.
And it would be so much more over than the first time they tried to do it. And fucking...
TM61?
Yeah.
What? Terrible. Fucking
that was
terrible.
So bad.
TMDK is such a better gimmick, but
can they
who owns it? I'm assuming
MCW probably.
MCW probably own TM. Although actually
well, the boys would own it.
I think the boys own it because
who started TMDK?
I think it was Slex, Jonah, Shane Thorne,
and who else? Marcus Pitt and Damien Slater.
I think so, yeah.
As well.
Do you see Slexy getting the call up at some point?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Maybe NXT UK though.
Yeah.
He feels like an NXT UK guy, not a proper NXT guy.
Well, that's where I wanted Rock to go.
Just so you can have Rock Walter again?
Yes! Dude.
Big beef.
We're getting to the end of Pete Dunne's reign. We're getting to the end of Pete. What's he at now?
Walter.
What's he at now? Walter's got her. Well, this is if it's not for Walter, then he's never dropping. Well, then Pete Dunne is never dropping this belt.
Walter's still finishing indie dates, so until he's full-time NXT UK, he's not going to get that belt yet.
Oh, bro, he's got to be done before Mania. They're having a Mania weekend. If there's ever a reason for that,
he's only got a couple indie dates left, or he's either just recently finished them, or he's only got like a handful left.
I think we're going to look back at Pete Dunne's reign, and it's going to be a little bit melancholy.
Well, half the reign was against Tyler Bate.
Yeah, no, but I think just half the reign isn't promoted, right? Like, because it's only the hardcores that are sitting there going, we know he's at 700-something days.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
And then he's over there. Well, I mean, are you watching NXT UK Weekly?
No, but
I'm sure they mention it there.
No, they probably do, right? But
some of the products actually.
But that only started
NXT
about a month ago, right?
NXT UK is great.
Yeah,
it's their takeover was fucking fantastic.
Also, Rhea Ripley, Tony Storm feud right now is the hottest thing.
There's some good content, but
there is some good
content. It's only been there for about a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like
it's early days.
Also, by the way, speaking of World Series Wrestling for Slex,
when the fuck did we? Oh, okay, go on.
Because you mentioned Slex, he's in World Series Wrestling.
Yeah, he's been billed as part of TMDK.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I reckon the boys must own it.
The biggest match has been made for night one in Melbourne. Joey Ryan versus Jordan Gray. Well, how big's that one? Jordan Grace and Joey Ryan.
How do we just keep jumping between wrestling topics? We need to get these in line, boys.
We do.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's the first day back. Who fucking cares?
I know. We have a lot to fucking talk about, and there's still a lot to talk about.
No, I just wish he went to UK. But no, that's where we were. I was trying to pick up where we were.
But I mean, can you imagine, like, you
but
are going to
Pete Dunne... No, go on.
I mean, you are going to get Jonah Rock potentially against guys like Ricochet.
Yeah, I think
like the A class
of all the guys who have come from Australia ever into the WWE, he probably will have the highest ceiling, right?
He's got to go better than Cruiserweight title, because that's currently like, is he the only Australian to hold a title?
True. Emma held one?
No. I mean, I know you got Tony Storm.
Tony Storm is
over in UK.
But Buddy Murphy is the highest reaching so far, as in like he's holding a main roster title. Main roster title,
yeah. It's pretty soon going to be a main roster title, because I 100% expect them to just can 205 Live altogether.
No, but then it's
and then just split whoever's left up between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK.
Yeah, because
Noam Dar's already gone from 205 Live. He's now permanently in NXT UK.
Yeah, which is
better for him.
Cool pick. Yeah,
Noam Dar,
the Scottish Supernova.
Noam Dar is so good, and the fact that he's not.
Have I told you that story of when I got the
Alicia Fox?
That's when I got the WWE 2K18, so like 2 years ago one.
Yeah.
I fucking simmed Universe mode.
Yeah.
Right? And I checked back after like 4 months, and Mania had gone past and a couple of other pay-per-views. Fucking Noam Dar had managed to work his way up the ranks and beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, right? And the way the game scales, right?
Yeah.
If you're at the top of the power rankings and a championship, you get like a plus 10 attribute onto you. So he's like 90-something holding this belt, and it's hard, and he already has championship handicap, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's already hard to beat the champion in the game as is.
Yeah.
So I would sim it just being like, I got to know if he can even defend this thing. And he would consistently beat Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, like in these main matches across. He held that belt for like a good 8 to 9 months.
Oh, jeez.
Right? And then because of that, I have become the biggest Noam Dar fan.
Fair enough. He's really good. Really good. But I don't expect 205 Live to last much longer. The minute that SmackDown moves to Fox, 205 Live's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think then they'll be safe if they move them to SmackDown.
I think SmackDown get the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, I think
Raw,
they need it.
Only because Raw, I think for a while, will have the women's tag team titles.
But I like what they're doing with that, though.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like it in theory, right? Because it's yet to play out.
Well,
right?
I mean, their next title defense is against a Raw tag team, so...
Exactly, right? So it's like, I like it in theory.
We'll see.
But, I like it in theory. I like what the potentials that can be. I like the idea that it goes down to NXT. You know what?
That'd be cool.
I take it back. I like the fact that it's going to NXT. Not going down.
No, it's not going
down. It's not going down.
NXT. And
NXT. You know what? I like the fact that it's going up to NXT.
And as the last 2 weeks have proven, the NXT superstars are pretty fucking good, because the Revival have now lost twice to 2 tag teams from NXT. Well, actually, 1 tag team and 1 group of 2 guys who actually are really good individually, but also pretty good as a tag team. Because let's face it, they got beaten by DIY, who they were beaten by in NXT,
which is a fair cop.
But when you have 2 guys that are Aleister Black and Ricochet who've never really worked together except for at Halftime Heat, you are the tag team champions on Raw, and you were losing to these guys. I was like, okay.
I get it. It's one of those. I get it on the one hand.
Freeze frame. Wasn't Johnny Gargano supposed to face Cesaro originally in a singles match?
Two boys
today.
went on SmackDown today.
Yeah.
But it was
marketed.
I know cards subjected to change, but
something must have happened. I'm assuming
because Gargano and Ciampa were supposed to be on SmackDown, and they're currently in a feud with the Bar at the moment on SmackDown.
We all know the spoilers, right? We don't for NXT. We're all caught up. Yes.
Yeah, but they're probably not.
No. I'm just saying. But that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, but at the same time, everyone knows how NXT works.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So,
they film 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah. They had Gargano come out with the North American belt, despite the fact that he had lost it 4 weeks before that.
But that was smart.
He was still the champ. He was still technically the champ.
Yeah, in story, but he technically had not.
But that was smart though from WWE to still keep it on him, and then
that's what I'm saying. Right? So them cancelling that match on SmackDown wouldn't have been a story thing from NXT then.
No,
because
that's
just not how it works.
But it would have been good to see Gargano and Cesaro lock horns though in the middle of the ring. Cause
that would have been
a clinical match.
Probably something. Was Sheamus on the show?
They had a tag match with the Hardys.
Matt Hardy's back.
Oh, true, they did too.
Matt Hardy's back apparently. Like I said, not much fanfare. the crowd was into it, but then it was just like because I find it really hard to differentiate between the Hardy's Boys music and just Jeff Hardy's music by itself. They are very similar.
They are the same, I thought.
Are they?
No, Matt's got the piano.
No.
I'm not talking Matt.
The Hardy Boys music.
Oh, yeah.
As a tag.
No, it's the same thing. Same thing. Jeff and Hardy.
And then Jeff's is the same song.
Same, yeah.
Oh, give me version 2 Matt back.
Oh yeah.
No, I want Jeff Hardy's music from 2008, the Angel After song.
Dude, I want the fucking No More Words song.
Yeah, that's what song. Yeah, No More Words. That should be the song.
Give me prime Jeff Hardy versus prime Kofi Kingston, right?
Version 1, Matt.
Oh, yeah. When he was banging Lita.
So 2019. So 2008, 2009, Jeff Hardy versus 2019 Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, I reckon that would be one of the most explosive feuds ever.
True.
That would be.
We've had the discussion that Jeff Hardy's peak was the highest, the highest peak in wrestling history.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It was.
Fan interaction.
CM Punk. But I guess only in Chicago. Because we put so much of that run on that Chicago audience reaction at Money in the Bank. And it's fucking amazing. Like, I go back and watch that match at least once every 6 months. I
genuinely watch the pipe bomb once a month.
Yeah.
I watch it
or it averages out to once a month.
Yeah. Like, once you watch it, you go in that rabbit hole that summer where, all the stuff with Vince McMahon, all the stuff with Triple H, like the Paul Levesque, Phil Brooks promo is, I think, arguably better than the pipe bomb.
Yep.
Because that felt really real.
That felt real life.
Like, those two guys genuinely didn't like each other. Like, they fucking hated each other. And that's what I was saying before. Like, we're talking about the best rules ever, the walkout, right? That makes me so sad because that was right in the middle of that period where it was like Punk and Triple H. I think it either just finished feuding or whatever.
I think they finished because then Punk had gone mega face at that point.
But there's that little bit where they have that little cute interaction of I'm going to do commentary. Can I wear your blazer? It's like, you can even wear my blazer. And it's like, double pay? It's like, double pay. And I'm like, there was a glimpse of them getting along as two human beings.
I know.
And it's like, if you hadn't have had that divide get worse and worse over the years, Punk may not have walked out on the company. But the
story of CM Punk is... It's sad.
It's so weird.
It's sad.
It's so weird that Triple H has in the past been accused of hating guys like CM Punk, and now he has an entire roster of guys exactly like CM Punk.
You reckon initially for Vince it was a funny joke? Yeah. Here Triple H, go run NXT.
Take all the indie darlings.
Have all the indie darlings.
Yeah.
Have the guys like Aleister Black and Ricochet who look like CM Punk. And go make a promotion out of them, Triple H.
I honestly think
and then Triple H initially was just like, oh, you fuckface.
I honestly think Punk was the original brainchild behind NXT being the place for the indie darlings.
And he'll probably tell you that too.
Yeah.
And it probably is true, actually.
Triple H has perfected it into the image that Punk probably wanted it to be in the first place.
That shows you the immediate difference between Punk and Triple H and Vince. Triple H can adapt, and he can change his opinion.
Yeah,
and he can go, okay, there is actual talent here that is sort of beyond he's big and everyone's in awe of the fact that he's big. It's these guys can tell stories and actually put on phenomenal matches that have not only the short YouTube clip spectacle, but then can actually tell these incredible stories over. You look at Gargano and Ciampa, where that is going. Like, we know where it's going. That 2 and a bit year payoff, when that does pay off sometime in April in New York City, is going to be fucking that cathartic.
That weekend, if it is looking like what it's going to look like,
yeah, it's going to be fucking incredible.
Could be the biggest weekend of wrestling ever.
Yep.
Yeah. It could be just, and then you've got.
But it's all gonna. But then this, circle point, right? Then it's unfortunate because I think it's all going to overshadow the Pete Dunne dropping the belt, and we're going to look at someone that is going to be at 700 something days. Oh. They're going to make a big deal out of that, especially on NXT UK. They're going to start. It should be such a big deal that when he gets pinned, the crowd should go silent for a little bit.
Yeah,
like Taker losing the streak.
Depends who beats him though.
It's got to be Walter.
I mean, it's probably going to be Walter, but is the crowd invested in Walter yet? That's the thing.
Give him a few weeks.
He's a big boy, and he chops real hard, and he's fucking mobile.
He has been doing the weeklies of UK, though, hasn't he? So
they're there. Yeah, I know he's there, but once again, they are exactly the same as NXT. They are batch-produced. So you've got the same crowd seeing Walter 3 times throughout a 6-episode taping, being like, hey, it's Walter again, cool. But is that really expanding his reach to other people, aside from the ones that do watch NXT UK on the network?
Yeah.
I was going to say with NXT...
Got to get people to invest.
I was going to say with NXT, the one thing, speaking of Triple H as well and NXT, the one thing I've seen with Triple H over the last few years as well is that he stopped burying the younger talents. Like, he's put people like Reigns and Rollins over.
Yeah.
Like,
finally.
My favorite skit still is from the Final Deletion on Impact, where Matt Hardy and Hurricane Helms basically said the man with 3 H's will be so happy that we've buried this young, promising talent. I thought that.
It's been a very long time since Triple H was going around burying people.
Yep.
I mean, the last time he did it was Sting, and that's not really burying anybody.
No. I mean, he buried CM Punk's momentum in 2011.
Yeah, I know, but 2011 was 8 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, that was really the last time he really put someone on the back foot. He's been doing a good job ever since.
He has.
Yeah.
He's done so well. Trips.
So, I don't know. It'd be good if they did say like a in between now and Mania, because we got a fair few weeks, like an NXT and NXT UK like combined show on the network that just got the mainstream audience more familiar with that UK audience or that UK talent, so that when Walter eventually does beat Pete Dunne, the other one, it matters.
Yeah,
and people care. Like, we would love to see Walter win because goddamn, the dude is fucking talented as all hell, but we're a very specific breed that watches most of the shit that WWE puts out.
But we're probably the same breed that is invested in UK scene anyway.
I know, but
like,
it's if you have...
It still pays off.
It does pay off, but you still need that wider audience to be somewhat interested in, like, this guy's had the belt for 700-something days.
That's got to be the thing.
He's going to go up against the guy twice his size. Can he overcome that?
Yeah.
That's got to be the story you're pushing.
Fuck, 700
days.
You're right. It should be a bigger deal.
It should be huge.
You know what would be the biggest story, I think, for NXT UK, and this might actually start getting people glued to the product as well. Imagine if WWE decided to give Wade Barrett a call and make him general manager of NXT UK.
Oh, they left on decent terms.
They did. Imagine Wade Barrett running NXT UK. People will watch it.
No, they gave it to fucking... Who's running it now?
Some old bloke. I literally don't know.
I don't know him either.
He's a massive...
I know he's massive, right?
Massive name on the British scene. He was around the same time as William Regal and that. Goddamn, what is his name? I know it. I just can't think of it.
But imagine if he leaves, you'd give Barrett a call and go, hey, do you want to be the on-air authority for NXT UK?
I know they left on decent terms, but I reckon there's about a phone book worth of names they can call before they call Wade Barrett.
But imagine Wade Barrett as general manager. Like, they'll put eyes on the product though, because everyone.
I think you're overpricing Wade Barrett.
Yeah,
now. Like,
I mean, he was fine when he was Bad News Barrett. But
he was okay.
He left around the old League of Nations gimmick.
It's going to be one of those situations where if they do sign him, they'll just be like, oh fuck, okay, big, who cares?
Yeah, it was like when they re-signed Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, like fuck, big, who cares?
Shelton who?
Exactly.
They should have put the world title on Wade Barrett when they had the momentum.
They should have.
John Cena killed them.
And if they did, if you had called him now, it would have been a bigger deal. But the fact it didn't, it means
if Wade Barrett was a former world champion, it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon there's a laundry list of names they could call before they call Wade Barrett to GM NXT UK.
They're doing okay as is.
Yeah,
they're doing fine.
Yeah,
they're killing it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's
Oh, I would love to see Wade back in WWE eventually. But I don't think he'll wrestle. I think he'll want to do sort of an authoritative role.
He could do both.
He could
take bumps.
He could do
He's
both.
still in his late 30s. Like.
Yeah. But I think Wade said he feels more comfortable as...
Where are you going to fit him?
Exactly.
Honestly,
I didn't bring up Wade Barrett.
It's so fucking crowded right now.
You can even put him on NXT. No. And you can... Like,
even NXT's crowded.
Yeah.
It's all crowded. It's ridiculous.
NXT's actually...
Apparently, that's why they've... Cassius Ohno's now part of NXT UK because of NXT's so crowded.
Is
he
he
not hear that?
No?
Yeah. They're transferring Cassius Ohno over to NXT UK.
But he's very much in his own position. Like, he knows what he does.
Yep.
Right? He just puts talent over.
He's
enhancement.
He's come in and said, I don't want to go to main roster.
Yeah.
I just want to stay here.
Yeah.
And I thought he was part of the training crew at NXT.
Yeah, but now I think he does it with UK now.
Unless he's doing it with you. Okay, that's all right. As long as he's still like doing the training side of things.
Yeah.
I think that's what he actually wants to do.
Yeah.
Like he likes going in and putting guys over like Matt Riddle and shit, but like he's done.
Like he could be a trainer.
He's had his peak.
Yeah, he could be a trainer for the UK side over there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's going to be doing both because there's no way he's just going over there just to wrestle.
No.
Speaking of Matt Riddle.
Yes.
WWE has been promoting a lot of the hell out of Matt Riddle, not just on like they just did the NXT thing, right?
That massive chronicle, like
that massive
eight parts or whatever it was,
Yeah.
like of him coming up.
But now they recently just promoted his comment about retiring Brock Lesnar.
They're really pushing it too.
Yeah.
And I love it. And
WWE doesn't promote just for the sake of promoting.
No, they don't.
They plant
They
seeds.
they see money in Matt Riddle.
They plant seeds.
They
right?
see money in him.
Now, what would have started initially as just Matt Riddle having a bit of cheeky banter, going, fuck, how am I going to get over? Oh, I'll just call out the biggest star in wrestling, right? Now it's starting to seem there's fruit to this.
Yeah.
With it's like, and like I just said, WWE doesn't promote for no reason. Putting that quote on their social media channel, right? And not just a repost, but them making a graphic and promoting it.
Yep.
There's something to it.
Yeah.
Do you think they're actually tossing up the idea, maybe putting it past Brock even, going, whenever you're about to finish and walk out of the industry, and if you got to do the time-honored tradition, we got a guy.
If there was anybody...
Put Matt Riddle over.
You got a guy.
If there was anybody that Brock would be okay with it being, I think it would be another former UFC guy.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Just because he respects that, I think a lot more than he does respect WWE, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I think
he respects real fighters. Like,
I think he would look at Riddle and go, me and him, like very similar paths to get where they are. And
look at him. Like,
yeah, no, he looks like $1 million.
Plus, Matt Riddle's he's over with the NXT crowd too.
It's so
it's
weird
not
that he's
like
from like
he's gonna
fucking
be a shit waste of a put over.
No, it's so weird that he's from like wherever the fuck he's from. He's like from Colorado or some shit. Like he's not from California. He looks like he should be from California, but he's not. He's from like the Midwest somewhere, like like so far away from the beach. It's ridiculous kind of place. He looks like he should be from fucking Malibu or some shit.
It's similar to how Brock was raised too, because Brock was sort of raised in that Midwest.
Well, yeah,
similar paths.
They do have very similar paths.
And I'm not going to say they're similar people, but they're not fucking furthest away from each other. Like they're not.
No.
Like Matt Riddle in himself is still kind of a secluded dude.
Because
like I would genuinely like.
Because Matt Riddle was raised on a farm. So was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
they're both farm boys.
They're interestingly similar in a lot of regards.
See, I would like to see Brock Lesnar and Matt Riddle both get stoned together. That would be. That would be something else.
I honestly 100% would see that happening, in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think maybe the discussion's already being held with Brock?
It could be
because he's already got to be thinking about it, right? He's not going to do anything after this Universal title run.
Well, I think
like he's not going to win another belt.
Realistically, how long do you think he hangs around for after WrestleMania?
I hate saying it.
I think he does 2 dates.
I'm the biggest Brock fan in the world.
You are.
Yeah, we know you are.
I think 2 dates: SummerSlam and Mania next year.
I think he's got a year left in him.
I think he does 2 dates.
Yeah, I think maybe he does 2 dates. Yeah, but I think he wrestles definitely not wrestle any longer than after. What's this one? 34? 35.
36 is his.
36 will be his last one.
I think he wrestles 2 matches. Yeah. One at SummerSlam and one at Mania.
That gives time for Matt to come up.
Matt could come up in that time.
Yeah.
And then he should come up pretty fresh too, and then immediately challenge Brock.
He's someone I don't think they need to
fucking hot.
Yeah, he's someone they don't need to put the NXT title onto. Doesn't feel like they need it. He's sort of beyond that already.
Here's another plan. What happens if WWE asks Batista to stick around and do one more date at SummerSlam and have Brock vs Batista to main event SummerSlam this year?
Why?
because we've never seen Brock and Batista wrestle each other.
But do you want to see it then?
I would love to see
money.
it.
It's money.
It's money. Match.
Yeah,
It's
fair
money.
enough.
I would
It's
love
money.
to see that match too. I think they could both put on a really
Does
good
Batista
match.
go over at Mania?
Yes, against Triple H, yes.
So then it's clean. So it's 0-2 for Triple H over
Because
Batista.
I mean, they're
Or does Triple H go over and then it's like, well, I guess we got to do it one more time.
Well, I
like,
think, well, Triple H has been doing this for the last...
Batista goes over.
I think
Yeah.
ever since 29, Triple H has done nothing. And 31, sorry. Except for 29 and 31, Triple H has put over every person at Mania.
but that leads me to believe that I think he can win this one, and then maybe they can just utilize that fact and be like,
The blow up at
Batista.
SummerSlam.
Because it's another legend, not an
Come
up and comer. I can see Triple H being like,
Batista.
I wouldn't mind getting one back.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And then maybe...
I put plenty of people over. Dave doesn't need it.
Yeah.
I don't
And
particularly.
then
need it, but I
maybe
kinda
have that
want it.
blow-off match at SummerSlam.
But I want it. Right?
But
I've
I
got
want
a
it.
bit of
Yeah.
pull. Right?
And yeah,
And
maybe...
I just took that big L over in Saudi. Right? Like, his last televised one.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about that.
I'm just saying. Right? He's taken L's last couple of times he's gone out.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
He hasn't taken
Who,
W in a while.
who knows? It could be Batista Triple H at SummerSlam.
That's what I'm, and this is
Which with the
literally what
blow
I'm
match.
saying.
Yeah.
I think Triple H goes over at WrestleMania, and then you squeeze it out of Batista, going, "Let's get one more, mate.
Just one
it's
more.
1-1. You don't want to leave it at 1-1. Let's make it. It's the tiebreaker."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I think Triple H goes over in the final one.
I think
No, Batista goes over.
Batista
and
goes
it's a good
over.
way of sending him out. Yeah.
Because the one thing Batista was so good at doing at SummerSlam was defending the world title. Most SummerSlams, he competed in Batista, defended the world championship.
Where do you think Batista ranks in at the end of the day?
He will headline a Hall of Fame class.
Yep.
He won't be a second bill. He'll be.
I
he'll be a
think
headliner.
2020, Batista will be the headlining act for the Hall of Fame next year.
Nah, Rock will be.
Oh,
I'm thinking
Rock will
Rock.
be next
I'm
year.
thinking Rock.
you think Rock next year?
I think Rock this
100%.
year.
No, you've already got your headline.
Yeah, you're already
DX.
fucking
Who? Honky Tonk? Oh,
No,
DX.
DX is your headliner.
Dude, apparently,
Oh, Honky Tonk, mate. Finally, he's in the Hall of Fame.
apparently, I saw a low-key spoiler. Potentially Taz going in.
That'd be right.
I can see that.
That'd be a pop.
Do you see him getting a live mic?
Oh,
That's the
do
reason.
you listen to the Taz show? I
Yes,
fucking
I do.
love the
I
Taz
love
show.
him.
By the way,
I listen to bits and pieces.
love
I
the
don't
Taz
listen to
show,
it.
dude. He's
so-
so pro WWE.
Yeah.
He's so pro WWE.
But he's brutally honest about the entire industry.
He is. He's
as
pretty
a
awesome about it, but he's very pro WWE. And
Loves
he's
Becky.
good banter too, because every time in the past shows that he's done, when they've talked about, or when he does like the Taz talk, kind of like people send him questions and shit, and they've always asked, do you think you go in the Hall of Fame? He's just like, look, I want to go into the Hall of Fame. I want to go in the Hall of Fame, right? But it's just like, I don't think I'll go in the Hall of Fame, but if they ever call me and put me in the Hall of Fame, I'll go in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's got the ring time and the commentary behind him.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't put him in.
They put in, I think they're moving towards putting industry icons in now.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't have to have spent time in WWE, but if you've made a mark in the industry,
Yeah.
you'll go in, right?
I mean,
And
they started doing that pretty much right after they bought out WCW. I mean, they were like, all right, we got this whole other... Like,
Yeah.
And now they got the Legends Hall as well, which
The
is like...
Legends contract as well.
No, like the Legends Hall of Fame, which is
Legends.
like the people that were back in like the proper territory era that never even touched WWE or WCW or even NWA. Like you've got people from way back, like Frank Gotch and stuff like from way back that are in this like other wing. You got like Celebrity Wing, modern era-esque wing, and then you got Legends Wing, which is like really, really, really early.
I was gonna say, where would you rate Taz as a color commentator?
Oh, he's
Color commentator up there.
He's up there.
Up there, definitely. He's so good.
Top
He
three.
I'm trying to think of all the color commentators.
So you got Jerry Lawler,
Yeah,
Bobby the Brain Heenan,
yeah.
Jesse the Body Ventura,
Mm.
Jim Cornette for
He's up there.
I think he's there.
Yeah.
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 I think he's
No, he
there.
had Paul Heyman for a bit. He's not better than Paul Heyman.
Oh, true.
Paul Heyman was
Paul Heyman.
he's just so good. Yeah, see, when does Paul Heyman go in the Hall of Fame? When Brock's done?
When
think
Brock's
when Brock's
done,
done.
but then that's a bit stiff to Paul,
Seth,
though,
no,
isn't it?
they
They go in.
he could legitimately go in twice. Once as Brock's manager, and one as the guy who fucking invented WCW and like every other thing he's done as part of the industry.
Yep.
Yep.
He could legit go in twice.
Oh, I'm just now picturing that Brock fucking Hall of Fame induction. And I don't imagine he would talk at all. I would actually just get Paul to talk.
Yeah. And, Brock just stands there dancing back and forth
in his suit.
for like 25 minutes just doing the fucking dance. And then at the end he does the ugh, and then no pyro goes off.
And
I
that's,
think we call the podcast there.
yeah.
Right, like on that fleeting image of a suited up Brock just standing
No,
behind Paul
even better.
Heyman.
With his pants tucked into his cowboy boots.
Oh, yes.
Just dancing there for 20 minutes.
Call it.
All right. I was gonna. We shouldn't mention World Series Wrestling yet, should we?
Yeah.
No, not
don't
yet.
worry about
You guys can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
I'm not going, which I'm very sad about.
Because the night one's actually looking like a stacked card too, which I'm looking forward to.
Tear to my
Well, we're
eyeball.
going to both nights, so it
We
doesn't
are.
really matter what night it is. But anyway, we'll call it here.
All right. Jeez, that was loud. Sorry.
Ow! My ears popped.
Sorry
then.
about that.
Ow!
So you can
Good
follow
luck editing that one.
Yeah, no. So you can follow us everywhere at Straymania.
Good luck editing all those times Yang peaked.
Straymania Pod. Oh, it's been so long since I've done this. Okay. You can follow us everywhere at Straymania Pod. STRAYAMANIAPOD.
You've got this.
Got it in one. That's Twitter and the Instagram Straymania Podcast. On the Facebook and the YouTube, you can follow me everywhere at Ricki Needs at RICKINEEDS. That's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. David!
All right, you can follow me on Instagram, _ the Halfcast Prince.
Cool. Quit changing it.
You can follow me on Twitter at Tomo Media because we've got some big things.
Cool. And you can also, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Subscribe.
Yeah, we are now starting independently. Well, we are beginning the beginnings of a. Well, that's good words. Ricki.
New era.
We are starting up a little podcast network here in Melbourne. We have this show and another show pretty much ready to go as part of the network, but we are going to be adding shows over the next 2 to 3 months. So you may have heard a stinger at the start of this for something called Heartifact Network, and that is the name of the little podcast network we are starting
All
up.
hail the Heartifact Network.
So you can follow them. All the links will be down in the description of this podcast anyway, so you can just go to them and start to follow us. But yeah, that's something that you'll be hearing more and more about. We will probably end up doing some sort of major announcement once the other podcasts are on board. We're currently working out all the details behind that. But this is your last you'll hear of me talk about it for now, but there will be stingers at the start and end of all of these episodes. You will hear it all there. But when there is more to talk about, we will be talking about it more. But for now, that's all you need to know. Won't change anything about this podcast. It's all going to stay the same. So just keep an eye out. Anything Heartifact related, go and follow it. There'll be more news to come in the future. But for now, we have been Straymania. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the week in wrestling. Peace.
Dope.
Gone.
This podcast is part of the Heartifact Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to heartifactstudios.com.au.